Please be seated. Calm down. Executive Vice President Hungerford, faculty colleagues, alumni, master candidates and their families and friends, good afternoon and welcome to Convocation for Master's Candidates in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences. I thank all of you for coming to celebrate the many accomplishments of our master's candidates. We honor today a magnificent group who, at commencement this coming Wednesday, will join the ranks of our over 40,000 GSAS alumni. These scholars in 47 academic fields will embark on professional careers or continue their academic pursuits in the great tradition of Columbia University. Equally important, we also honor today the families and friends of our master's candidates who have supported them while they underwent the travails of their academic programs. A special recognition is due today, of course, to the mothers in the audience. I would ask all master's candidates to rise and applaud those family and friends who have helped them to be here today. Today's address to the master's graduating class will be offered by Professor Carol Gluck. Carol Gluck is the George Sansom Professor Emerita of History in the Department of History and Departments of History and East Asian Languages and Cultures, and in the Weatherhead East Asian Institute at Columbia. A member of the Columbia faculty since 1975, she specializes in the history of modern Japan, international history, and public memory. Her books include Japan's Modern Myths, Ideology in the Late Meiji Period, Showa, the Japan of Hirohito, Words in Motion Toward a Global Lexicon, and the forthcoming Past Obsessions, World War II in History and Memory. Her publications in Japanese include Thinking with the Past and War Memory. A prize-winning historian, in 2002, Professor Gluck received the Japan-United States Fulbright Program's 50th Anniversary Distinguished Scholar Award, and in 2006, she was awarded the Order of the Rising Sun, the highest civilian honor given by the government of Japan. Closer to home, she received in 2013 the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences Faculty Mentoring Award. Professor Gluck is a former president of the Association for Asian Studies and was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the American Philosophical Society. She was a founding member of the presidentially appointed Columbia Committee on Global Thought, where she served as chair from 2015 to 2020, and which houses the unique master's degree in global thought. Professor Gluck.
Thank you. Oh, I love looking out at a sea of master's degree people. Congratulations, I have to say. It's a great achievement. And, you know, I think that the MAs are great degrees. I myself, I got an MA from Columbia in Japanese history in 1970, only yesterday. And I've since taught in 5 MA programs. And there are 2 groups I'd like to call out today: the MA graduates in global thought and my MA graduates in history and literature in the Paris program. Where are you? Okay. I would also say, I think that over and over again, over the past years, I've seen how the MA works as a springboard to the future, I mean, to your futures, which of course you can't see today. You can't see your future because your path will change with your experiences, because stuff happens, I mean, history happens. And I don't have any advice for you either, I have to confess. So I thought I would tell you how I, as a historian and as a historian of Asia, see the present moment that we are all in. I think most of us agree now that we're in a time of transition. We live in a period of transition which doesn't even have a name yet. And we seem to be after everything. That's why we're post this and post that. We live in a post age. And we don't know what we're before. And it doesn't matter whether you are thinking of geopolitics and think of 1989 as the end of the Cold War, as marking the end of something, or if you think in global terms of a world of sovereign nation states which are now, since the mid-20th century, ineluctably interdependent, no matter what anybody says about the end of globalization. It's actually the end of the sovereign nation state in some ways. Or if you think in planetary terms, I mean, we are living in an accelerating time of the period, the Anthropocene, which began somewhere about 200 years ago, which is affecting our planet, our Earth, and the climate. So whatever aspect you choose about this time of transition, and there are so many more you could name, it's going to be a long one. It's already long. I mean, we don't know where we are now, and we don't see the end of it, if you like. We'll be post, I guess, for a while. You know, German historians sometimes talk about a saddle period, you know, a period of transition that's that kind of a dip between 2 periods that do have names. And in fact, our period will probably have a name, but not until it's over. So we're stuck being in this time of transition, which everybody characterizes in terms of crisis, or now polycrisis, as if one crisis isn't enough, we need multiple crises to dog our days. But above all, it's a time of uncertainty. And now, not all times of transition, historically, are times of uncertainty, but this one is. It's uncertainty about the present. There's even uncertainty about the past, which is why memory is so present everywhere these days. And naturally, uncertainty about the future, including individual uncertainty about one's future, your personal future. So I have been thinking, and this has been going on for a long time because the transition has been long in my way of approaching things, of how we can think ourselves forward in a time that isn't helping us do that. I mean, we just don't have handholds or toeholds even. In fact, I think maybe we talk about the past so much today because it just seems easier. At least we know how things turned out and we can interpret them differently from the perspective of our present. And you know, it's even, in many times, it's even easier, although deceptively, I think, to understand and think about the present, especially when things seem relatively stable. But that is not our condition. Things are not stable. That's the nature of uncertainty. So how can we, in this time of transition, think about the history that we're in the middle of, the history that's happening now? Because history is always happening. It's just that we're not especially good at noticing it as it does. That's the lesson that I learned from the fall of the Berlin Wall. When the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, people were shocked all over the world by the suddenness of this event. No one, they said, had seen this coming. Yet within days, literally days, people were telling the story of the fall of the wall and the end of the Cold War as if it were inevitable, destined to happen. They could see it starting, and they could see that it could end no other way in no other moment. Now, both views were wrong. They were both bad history, for sure. And historians have spent the last 3 decades showing how so many factors and events had already occurred in the years before 1989. And these threads, historical threads, came together, not inevitably, but conjuncturally. They happened with a great deal of contingency to come together. And so the fall of the wall was not sudden, and there was no historical straight line to the end of the Cold War. That lesson has stayed with me because I've wondered, what is it I'm not seeing now that's happening that I'll see after some event comes and says, oh, it happened? And I've really been, I've been somewhat tortured by this. The lesson, though, helps to make clear, I think, that whatever the future turns out to be, your future, our future, the world's future, much of it is already happening now. That's the lesson. The future is happening now. It's happening. These trends, these events, these attitudes are happening now. So if we want to think toward the future or work toward the future, we need to pay attention to history as it's happening. So I adopt the words of my colleague, Adam Tooze, who says that we need to think from the middle of what's happening, from the middle of history, not just from before, that would be prediction of the future, and not just after, that would be recounting of the past, but from the middle of history, what's happening now. And if we can think that way, we also can potentially affect it. We can make something happen because it's happening anyway. If we figure it out, we can make a dent. And since any future is produced by these multiple and diverse actions and attitudes, there are so many ways to make a difference. And personally, I find this prospect of thinking and acting from the middle very encouraging. Encouraging as a historian, encouraging as a citizen, encouraging as a person. And I hope you might too. But to confront such a time of uncertainty, to think from the middle and act from the middle, as individuals, we probably have to be more open to our worlds. As a historian of Asia, I've long been haunted by the ancient Chinese fable about the frog in the bottom of a well, of its well. A frog at the bottom of the well knows only its narrow walls and only sees a small circle of the sky. Not that we should not be specialists or experts or enthusiasts of one sort or another, but that we should at least climb up the walls and peer over the edge of our respective wells to see the broader horizons, because that's a sight that changes the way we see and act. And to be honest, I was a frog at the bottom of the Japanese history well for years, until I joined the Committee on Global Thought, which did change the way I see the world. It changed the way I see everything. I'm still a Japan historian. I'm not a global historian, I'm a Japan historian. But now, everything I look at, including Japanese history, seems different, because I see everything in global context, and my students have said that should be my middle name, and so if I am Carol in global context Gluck, I can live with that. it also changed, and this is important to me, it changed the way I act in the world. Because as a memory activist, if you will, I've been working for years to bring history and public memory into better alignment. And it's in fact the global perspective that makes my interventions in various places credible, because I am not speaking only from a local point of view. So in my work, I think I've come out of and am looking over the edge of my well, but in my personal life, I think I'm still far too often way down in the well, and am working always to climb in that respect too. I just don't want to be a frog at the bottom of the well. Now, more recently, and this is quite recent for me, I've come to think that it's the well itself that's also a problem, which the Chinese philosopher did not mention. And what I mean by the well, I mean all the values and ideas and identities and beliefs and biases that make us who we are, sometimes strenuously asserted by us, other times without our consciously recognizing the constricting walls of our own wells. But to climb out of those walls, to get out of the well entirely, not just to peer over the edge, to think outside received categories, to understand the views, if you like, to understand the walls and the wells of other people, and to do so sympathetically, and then to act on that basis in the world, that's a challenge a frog never faced, but I think we do. And amid the uncertainties that you feel about your futures, since they always say that a crisis is always an opportunity as well, your futures, I think, as a historian, are likely to be, while uncertain and less secure, more open and more rewarding in the middle of this time of transition than they might be in more stable times, when paths and wells are marked out more clearly, but there's actually less choice, less chance to be open to varied experiences, and less opportunity to make change in your own lives and in the world. And that's what's so great about your MA degrees, in my view. They do give you the springboard for your future, for the next step, not the first day of the rest of your life, just the next step. And that step will lead to another step and yet another, and you will create your own path through this uncertainty into experience and make your escape, I hope, from the bottom of your well. So congratulations and Godspeed. The rest of us are counting on you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Gluck. We now arrive at the central point of the ceremony, the presentation of the master's candidates. We ask you to come forth as we call your name in recognition of your individual accomplishments as you cross the stage.
Receiving the degree Master of Arts in African American Studies, Tyler Isaiah Campbell. Scarlett Olivia Croft. James Jennings. Irene Denise Ross. Andrea Renee Wardlaw. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in American Studies, Linda Jill Shupak.
Joe Miller.
Savannah Evans. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in African American Studies,
Fei Liu.
Receiving the degree Master of Arts in American Studies. Fallon Lee Dwyer. Ella Sabine Ventroba. Luke Charles Bolster. Caitlin Marie Tunstall. Jonathan Friedman. Carolyn Elizabeth Lau. Yue Xing Dong. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Anthropology. Justin Reedy. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in American Studies. Salma Ismail. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Anthropology. Hinano Araida. Chujun Shi. Cindy To. Sudeshna Shaha Roy. Louise Sun. Mercy Bourdet. Joshua Constable. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Art History and Archaeology. Yasamin Elif Icon. Ya-Ying Bai. Caroline Grace Beatrice. Daniel Jonathan Choi. Emily Lauren Webby. Mary Elizabeth Flynn. Barryan Lenore Franks. Leah Lauren Glimcher. Yu Chen Jiao. Joseph Walsh Millett. Ying Su. Kristen Ann Toms. Ariadne Dorothea Diogenes. Maya Wilson Sanchez. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Astronomy. Courtney Joy Carter. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Biotechnology. Joseph William Sista. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Classical Studies. Jordi Alonso. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Biotechnology. David Scott Johnson. Yiwen Wang. Yi-Jia Chen. Hee-Yung Choi.
Yifei Li.
Yipeng Zhao. Casper Barnes.
Dahlia Habashi.
Emily Christine Haidt. Pragya Gupta. Rakshita Ramkumar. Kai Yue Yang. Yifan Gu. Yuan Long Shuai. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Earth and Environmental Sciences. Ruth Rosengrant Tweedy. Benjamin Yang. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Classical Studies. Aliza Ashraf. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in East Asia, Regional Studies. Shirei Liu. Jocelyn Sheng Liu. Ki-Tae Park. Kensuke Kawamoto. Aaron James Nally Hope. Ayoma R. Caldwell. Yu Xuan Chen. Carl Lok Pang. John Hayes Payne. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in East Asian Languages and Cultures. Hao Tsong Cheng. Jing Xian Qi. Zhe Xin Zhou. Koke Tairiku, Ishi Wang, Xinyue Zhang, Xuan Chen, Ziyan Chen, Selina Ye Jiang, Caiyang Xu, Jia-Yi Li, Yige Wu, Jiaming Zhu, Shaolin Constance Zheng, Yiran Wang, Linhe Li, Zejin Liu, Yiming Wang, Aaron Taylor Liu, Delia Mitchell Gray, Xiaoke Yang, Ye Lim O, Andrew Kahn, Elise Claire Barnes, Han Yuan Samuel Tan, Kimberly Eileen Martinez, Benjamin Wang Spiegelman, receiving the degree Master of Arts in Ecology, Evolution, and Conservation Biology, Haley Alengo, Peter Barnes Lichtenthal, Christopher Richard Conowal, Miles Osborne Davis, Madison Rose Thibodeau, Eric William Shirtler,
I don't know what that means.
Maria Rebecca Papadopoulos, Daniel Gedali Kirsch, Olivia Cox Matisse, Emma Louise Lauterbach, Jialing Tsai, Maya Lynn Dutta, Lila Rose Siaki, John Matthew Peregrine, Michelle Uminsky, Zalika Chandini Cheruvatam, Ria Kaneko. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Economics, Pablo de Llanos Artero, Nezihat Bengisu Kanar, Canyon Keanu Kan, Bhumika Sharma, Yu Qing Wang,
Dustin Fishman.
Christopher Babcock, Arnie Miriam K. Severines,
Daphne Murillo.
Santiago Jose Olalquiaga Calcano, Kiran Dwivedi, Zuyang Xiao, Vlad Petru Radulescu, Talal Al-Shamari, Jerry Chenghan Wang,
Jung-Hong Lee.
Danhua Zhang, Danny Zhou,
Hairu Yi. Kei Liang.
Wenqi Xie, Jiachun Liu, Ning Jiang, Zhaobo Zhang, Manan Rajesh Tucker,
Utkaraj Ratkatkan.
Shrihita Mediboina, Devin Thay, Paul Augustine Cordova, Dong Hyun Kim, Zeki Barkai Saigon, Kyle A. Hersey. Abigail Casada. Yi Zhang. Ziyang Shao. Shukun Shi. Hao Lan Chen. Yunqin Yi. Renjie Li. Jumei Ryu. Varun Jagan Gande. Jia Chen. Wan Yu Li. Yuan Ying Dai. Shu Bing Chen. Chen Qi Lu. Ino Zhang. Yi Nuo Zhang. Zifang Zhou. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in English and Comparative Literature, Michael Najjar. Maureen Dowd. Robin J. H. Maxwell. Nicholas Charles Allen. Guqing Wang. Faith Estella Flores.
Shadin Corey.
Anash Francis Richard Croker. Abigail Sarah Drock. Sophie Elizabeth Weiler. Grace Gilroy Pryle. Claire Viola Ronner. Lillian Rose Johnson. Victoria Nebolson. Tian Yu Bi. Emily Jia Chen. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in European History, Politics, and Society, Eliza Sorani Nahiri. Nicholas Hall Risco.
Vanessa Mirage.
Anya Rumush. Jonathan Seguritan Bakai. Lindsay Renee Avant. Emily Jane O'Neill.
Emma Clark.
Sydney Gabrielle Weaver. Haley Alyssa Bryn Swanson. Claire Reeves. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in French and Romance Philology, Yixuan Huang. Armel Jovencel Ngamolu. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Global Thought, Cristina Aldea Nueva. Hannah Rose Brown. Avin Jamal. Keith Wee Seong Ong. Shi Qing Zhang. Lillian Del Pravda. Megan Elizabeth Niblock Ozzy Kisler. Aisha Umbreen Javed. Vanessa Kim. Costanza Ludovica Crivelli Visconti. Olua Bemisola Anifowose Iso. Tenerfa Dede Tete. Sarah Nasir. Megan Alicia Lowe. Alyssa Hui Jing Peng. Megan Zhen Min Chin. Ting Fang Chu. Joshua Tom. Matus Trubach. Elisa Joanna Scheibel. Helena Vatsko. Madeline Hayes McDonald. Paola Isabel Rodriguez Tiel. Lily Yasmin Leila B.R. Ula. Ruby Stewart Liberty. Letitia Sophie Morat.
An Queen An.
Dia Radhakrishna. Sunera Mahbub Rahman. Efrat Panina Simhon. Mateus Marlison Oliveira Matos. Alix Dazim. Skylar Mitchell. Syra Yasmin Masood. Nisma Hamid. Annalie Odile Maria Wedekind. Maria Francesca Luisa Cruz Vera. Shabnam Charmin. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Hispanic Cultural Studies, Marissa Napoli Bianco. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Human Rights Studies, Ana Cristina Sava. Nazila Elmi. Olivia Rose Kramer.
Danielle Maggio.
Amira Casamini. Morgan Sojourner Mooney McCarthy. Rabia Choksi. Brooke Noel Helmick. Gabrielle Marie Doran. Michal Sigal Sarid Schoenberg. Jacqueline Nicole Sullivan. Anna Catherine Ryan.
Joseph Narin.
Sydney Lee Smith. Robert Bentley Sanford. Denise Guadalupe Gomez Zepeda. Madeline Rose Donath. Eden Ariane Schwartz. James Winston Ardwan II. Shayna Neve Lewis. Aya Benani. Tanya Sukari. Meloe Nazer. Laisa Christelle Alexis. Suzanne Jane Prohaska. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in History and Literature, Bart Wilson Bolander. Alexander Mitchell Barnett. Emma Amelia Gatz. Sherry Shui Ray Sun. Raphael Michelle Angulvant.
Deirdre Klena.
Sophia Jasmine Lynch. Nico Angel Gargiulo. Julia Orr. Zachary Ellis McCrae. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Jewish Studies, Monica Frances Clayman. Julia Rothkopf.
Master of Arts in
Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Japanese Pedagogy,
Mao Haraguchi. Yuka Higashino. Miho Mikasak.
receiving the degree Master of Arts in International and World History, Molly Catherine McCabe. Alabama Rose Calkin. Ellen Fairfield Johnson. Martin Jan Hendrik Jonker.
Matthew Chung.
Aras Jedvard Zerunyan. Samuel Luke Brook. Willem Franz Melisant. Jacob Benjamin Gantz. Iranga Iget Furaha Cheko. Kevin Damian Beltu. Elizabeth Ann Tully. Mary Jane Johnson. Su Jie Jiang. Laura Oluchi Anuapado. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Islamic Studies, Syed Tasneem Raza. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Islamic Studies and Muslim Cultures. Allah Sayed Aref Abd Karuni. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Islamic Studies. Omar Ibrahim Ab Jabril. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Islamic Studies and Muslim Cultures. Muhammad Khalil. Sumaya Amin Zama. Amal S. Ismail Ladak.
Sophia Leathers.
Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Islamic Studies. Natasha Shahid. Elizabeth Claire Hazelton. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Jewish Studies. Romy Yam Ronan. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Italian. Eric Joseph Lavin. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Mathematics with a specialization in the mathematics of finance. Li Xing Liu. Duo Xu. Lin Chu. Georgi Chedlashvili. Zeqi Zhang. Chen Chen Feng. Tian Yao Tsai. Grégoire Meunier. Clément Saget. Corey Reao Ke. Bao Ye Chen. Chu Han Yan. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Latin America and the Caribbean, Regional Studies. Luis Enrique Banegas Ruiz. Rodrigo Ramos Enriquez. Aaliyah Kayla Haskins. Cecilia Costa Daluz.
Edward Yanez.
Patamapong Sontitai. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Mathematics with a specialization in the mathematics of finance. Shu Wu Zhang. Ming In. Shun Liang.
Chiang Jiang.
Yushen Zhang. Hong Yi Bao.
Shaji Wang.
Dayo Li. Jing Qian. Xin Yu Chen. Dan Xuan Chen. Ray Qi Zhou. Yue Liu. Hao Yu Li. Chao An Yang. Xing Yu Lan. Lu Wei Yang.
Shirley Yang.
Shaoyang Cher. Xingye Sha. Xinrui Li. Weinu Chu. Runyao In. Qin Yi Yan. Zihan Tang. Alice Chu. Yan Han Fu.
Yunji Lin.
Ran Yu Zhang. Yiwei Song. Yan Jie Liu. Yu Shi Guo. Yu Li In. Xinran Zheng. Fu Han Liu. Ziwei Wang. Dan Tong Fang. Tian Yu Long. Yu Fei Jing. Shu Qi Yang,
Jishan Li,
Yu Sheng Wang, Lun Du,
Zhaoyuan Li,
Ziyu Wang, Chen Rui Yue, Julia Kalinowska,
Kamil Kavandikova,
Marco Scarpetta, Rodrigo Gomez Cuello, Tsai Yong Yu, Shashank Chaudhry, Jinwen Wang,
Rita Chen,
Li Han Zhou, Chen Yang Li, Lu Liu, Shu Ning Yuan, You Wu, Jia Liang Zhou. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Medieval and Renaissance Studies, Ryan Ruth Berry. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Middle Eastern, South Asian, and African Studies, Adam Matthew Mikhail.
receiving the Master of Arts in Modern and Contemporary Art, Remy Holmes.
Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Modern Art, Critical and Curatorial Studies, Yuan Gao, Xi Li.
Receiving the Master of Arts in Modern and Contemporary Art, Marguerite Leroy.
Darcy Lannon Olmsted, Chloe Victoria Powers, Brooke Lynn Finister, Carlota Ortiz Monasterio, Victoria R. Horrocks, Ho-Wan Kim, Hyo-Ju Kim, Yuma Terada. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Museum Anthropology, Virginia Barrett Hellman, Ting Lan Tsai, Tian Yi Jiang, Wen Qi Chen, Ming Xia Yuan, Olivia Nicole Huang, Valencia Tong, Annalisa Marie Brand, Chelsea Gabriela Hernandez Garcia,
Kelsey Jane Talbot.
Catherine Carolyn Brunel, Symphony Andrea Scott, Cara Sophia Pusateri, Megan Elizabeth Carden, Catherine Michelle Katzer, Sophia C. Na So. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Oral History, Tai Wei Chen, Yiwen Li, Ariel Yudim Chung, Natalie Anaid Naranjo Moret, Kay Vera Crecha, Tamara Wade Santibanez, Christopher Mario Panza, Amalia Schwarzchild, Karen Piao, Lisa R. Cohen, Jennifer Lynn Morrison, Bronte Rose Gosper, Ornella Uwase Baganizi, Dharini Chand,
Hannah Powell.
Vanessa Kendall Harper, Bridget Elizabeth Bartolini, Rebecca Keel. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Philosophy, Nicholas Justin Witchy, Meghna Patiath, Eleonora Macarone, Nura Alohali. Tian-Yi Li. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Philosophical Foundations of Physics. William Giovanni Jimenez Senzano. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Philosophy. Sayoko Jean Blodgett Ford. Ming-Shi Xu. Grace Mercedes Ryan. Anna L. Lin. Ji-Yi Yang. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Political Science. Lauren Catherine Swear. Ian James Oringer. Tyler Scott Mallory. Yuan Hang Xu. Ping Lai Sophia Chan. Sasha Riza Among Praja. Leah Nicole Russo. William Patrick Karen. Francesca Eleanor Sellers. Gabriel Alexander Jordan. Vladislav Yuryevich Kharin. Manjot Chabra. Stephanie Scaglia. Andrew Samuel Gerace. Elizabeth Kelly Green. Thomas John Rapier. Nadine Abdallah. Josephine Munch. John Edward Manlutak Mariano. Janan Du. Tian-Yi Lang. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Physics. Shenyang She. Christina Alexandria McBean. Adolfo Alejandro Hernandez Casares. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Quantitative Methods in the Social Sciences. Jonathan Samuel Epstein. Darcy Lee Kovacs. Stella Wang.
Giamacca Stephanie Laura Azoldo.
Verena Galotra. Grayson Elizabeth Marie Burbeau. Pitchapa Chantana Pongvanij. Sarang Mukund Patel. Lilai Aragawi Hagos. Andy Ma. Naija Wu. Xiao Kai Lu Gu. Di Wu. Usha Kiran Nimishakavi. Nicholas Demetrio Zambrata. Sohil Malik. Jennifer Lee. Crystal Miri Han. Magojata Barbara Maichuk. Choi Lam Yuan. Cindy Jia-Yi Chen. Melissa Stephanie Feeney. Shreyans Kothari.
Liam Tay Carney.
Manyi Elizabeth Leong. Monica Malheur Kayal Vivi Pile. Wen Kai Ang. Abdul Latif Mohammed Nassim. Ho Hing Alexander Leong. Adrian Wan Xinting. Su Bin Choi. Matthew Colin McMurray. Brendan Mapes. Run Qi Zhang. Fang Yuan Dang. Yi-Wei Li. Elena Jean Reinert. Sarish Hafiz Mastur. Alexandra Grace Casal, Meghana Dandolu Reddy, Li Ping Tan, Liang Che Li, Timothy Ang, Camilla Zhang, Dustin Nguyen, Peng Yun Li,
Dan Lee,
Zi Yang, An Si Chen,
Minyue Zhou,
Lauren Marcel Dietz, Rena Rachel Factor, Jingwen Fu, Isabella He, Sarah Chavla, William James Dowling, Shivansh Chaturvedi, James Michael Diamond, Mei Lin Yuan, Chen Wang, Yanji Du, Christina Ya Chuan Shen, Run Xian Liu, Subin O, Ki-Wan Kwan, Annie Dai, Christine H. Chun, Lyle Sachs Prokop,
Amelia Maureen Says,
Ray Ming Zhang, Miles DeGrazia, Hodala Mangalars, Jasmine Huang, Yi Hyun Kim, Ariel Esther Herman, Taha Saeed, Jackson Earl Rudolph, Chandler Zhang, Meng Xuan Li, Han Chang Hu, Xu Meng Chen, Xu Xiang Sui, Pak Wing Chan, Dan Ru Wang, Yi Tian Tang, Xin Yue Liang, Xiao Jie Zhang, Wen Zhuo Niu, Qi Chun Xie, Ke Ying Lu, Cheng Jie Zhou, Yanlin Zhang, Junting Zhou, Hao Zhang, Hua Qinggu, Xinran Li, Zi Hong Kelly Chan, Mustafa Kemal Olgun, Wei Wen Dai, Meng Yang, Xun Kun Yang, Qi Fei Yuan, Si Yi Shi,
Lin Jin,
Shang Yu Han,
Lin Jin,
Yi Xiao Zhou, Xiao Fei Chen,
Lu Han,
Junjia Shen, Xin He, Shao Tong Wang, Kun Yao, Yu Tang Li, Wei Lun Su, receiving the degree Master of Arts in Religion, Di Zhu, Kai Jun Pan, receiving the degree Master of Arts in South Asian Studies, Harini Narayan, Mohua Sultana, Vatsala Bosri, Jannat Abuzer, receiving the degree Master of Arts in Religion, Richa Ravindra Karmakar, Zaina Mosalem Hadabe. Alina Lo Yan Pincom. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Russia, Eurasia, and East Europe Regional Studies. Liliane Isabel Bivings. Baxter Bernard Speed. Adrian Mercat. Rachel Amram. Haley Megan Zerung. Callie Simone Nathanson. Nikhil Joshi Jain. Naspari Sati Sotude. Christopher Atwood. Rowan Schneer. Ermin Mujazinovich. Daniel P. Brennan. Philip Coman. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Sociology. Michael Christopher Acosta. Elizabeth Soy Ying Chow. Clementine Nina Marie Benoit. Sasha Gopala Krishnan. Natalie Marguerite Johnson. Nicole Sarette. Courtney L. Otto. Sha Chiu Tzi Han. Yi Ni He. Man Qing Ye. Yu Han Gao. Jin Kun Zhang. Tian Xin Du. Chuan Yan Dai. Xiao Xin Lin. Meng Meng Wang. Du Yi. Ke Cheng Wang. Yu Ge San. Tzu Kang Ho. Yang Yang. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Statistics. Bennett Gordon Bernstein. Hua Yuan. Soumya Pandey. Zukai Zhao. Chan Tan.
Fu Wang.
Yue Ma. Su Hui Liang. Junyu Chen. Yao Yuan Wang. Yiming Xia. Shi Qi Tang. Bao Chan Jiang. Yu Chen Meng. Yu Xin Zhang. Yi Yao Zhang. Han Mei. Guo Chuan Tang. Heng Shuo Lin. Shu Hao Meng. Ke Wei Mao. Chen Yi Dong. Qing Qing Shan. Meng Jie Zhang. Ge Yang. Shu Han Yang. Wen Jun Liu. Jianze Wang. Yinda Qian. Ying Zhang. Yi Hang Liang. Yu Yue Chen. Shan Yue Zan. Shi Rui Guo. Shu Nu. Qian Ye Zhang. Jia Xing Yu. Xin Ru Hao.
Shi Wang.
Yuki Xiang. Jinling Luk. Christopher Jason Halim, Fangbo Chen, Jiwan Wei, Junggu Myung, Junyoung Kim, Peian Li, Zixuan Meng,
Lin Yuan Shu,
Zixuan Chai, Henghui Zi, Xile Zheng, Lanxue Zha, Yifei Guo, Wei Jiawang, Ran Zheng, Jingyi Liu, Yu Xuan Wang, Junqie Zeng,
Fahad Al-Kaja,
Sebastian Carter, Gabriel Masami Spade, Andrew Michael Ward, Xin Yun Li,
Noor Mustafa Fahim,
Peter Jens Langer, Venkata Varchovsky Vedula, Shi Ying Wu, Xing Fan, Hanrei Liu, Jiaqian Liu, Hao Chang, Laura M. de los Santos Arias, Zia Ahmad, Chen Xu,
Shreya Sinha,
Alix Francois Leon Montesino, Yao Hong Liang,
Haiyun Wang,
Zejing Wu, Disheng Li,
Yue Chen,
Kuilin Zhu, Shuyang Ning, Pei Xuan Zhang, Rong Xu, Jinglei Shang, Li Hui Chen, Reiqi Wang, Yifan Dai, Quzhong Nguyen, Yizhou Zhao, Ranran Tao, Zhang Zhao, Tianhao Guan, Jiru Wang,
Fandi Wei,
Kexin Zhou, Christoph Pustai, Catherine Hanover Scott, Lauren Rose McTeague, John Edward Padias, Rui Han Zhang, Yanqi Zhang, Jun Kong, Yiran Su, Chang Wang, Dikai Shen, Yize Shu, Wutong Zhou, Nupur Manoj Joshi, Yu Shui Choi, Jiayi Yuan, Yuanbei Chen, Pu Yao Zhang, Yu Tong Yang, Hao Zhong Zhen, Wei Shun Qian, Cheng Cheng Long, Ke Shin Tang, Kai Min Wang, Kylie Brooke Brothers, Yi Xin Ji,
Erhan Zhu,
Yu Xuan Zhang, Shi Ang Xuan Yuan, Long Lin, Su Yi Gao, Yinan Shi. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Chemical Physics, Wenrui Lei. Receiving the degree Master of Arts in Statistics, Yue Wang, Yu Xuan Fu,
Tong Guan,
Sahaj Prashant Patel, Wenqi Yu, Jia Pen Zhen, Yibo Miao,
Yu Chen,
Xiaofei An, Xingming Pan,
Ai Wei Ji,
Pei Yu Yang, Yi Ge Yang, Ji Yao Liu, Sumika Yamazaki, Yue Zhou Jiang, Xuanning Si,
Hong Wei Chen,
Ya Yun Luo, Wenhao Wang, Qingyu Zhang, Chengchen Tu, Pei Xiao Han, Lin Liu,
Eishan Zhang,
Kai Jie Ge, Shidi Gao, Yu Jia Chen, Yuan Peng, An Ran Yang, Hao Chen Li, Gao Chong Tan, Liang Tu Zhou, Jia Lu Peng,
Master of Arts in English and Comparative Literature, Hongji Huang.
And now, my closing remarks to the graduating class. With the procession of scholars across the stage today, you have witnessed the seemingly inexhaustible variety of fields and departments encompassed by your colleagues in the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences at Columbia. Yet, regardless of the discipline in which you will formally receive your master's degree this coming Wednesday, what you have learned during your stay here has not been just a way of asking questions about particular objects, but the discipline of interrogation itself. Hence, you should be proud of and faithful to what you have learned here, but the discipline of asking questions requires that you not be so proud of nor so faithful to that knowledge that you not be able to critique the very education you have acquired in this institution. In order to be continually open to the new, you must take your distance from the presumed necessity of what you have learned, to challenge what defines as belonging to your academic origins, to entertain at every turn the possibility of self-imposed exile from your disciplinary home. It will be at such moments that you will renew the legitimacy of the degree and the trust that this institution has deposited in you by granting it. At such moments, it will be worth remembering that you were conferred this degree so you would ask questions critically and unsparingly, even if the one not spared be yourself. In fact, the kind of openness to the new that I'm invoking here and the vigilance required for it to manifest itself continually in your scholarly life is learned every single day in the negotiation of all the experiences with which life will present you, all the daily instances in which your capacity to confront change or to become the agent of change will be challenged not just by what is new and unforeseen, but even more insidiously by what is customary and what is expected of you. The vexing gift that your Columbia graduate education has given you will require you to continually entertain in your mind the most radical thought experiments, as if, for instance, what if the world were otherwise than it is? What if you should not be whom you thought you should be? And then to reimagine both the world and yourself anew. It is the gift that keeps on taking, that continually makes ever larger demands of you. Remember, though, that you were methodically trained to be an agent of new understanding, and that preserving the authority of received knowledge is decidedly not the reason why Columbia is conferring upon you a master's degree. Today, you begin what in reality will be your most arduous and solitary assignment yet, keeping your intellectual life aflame on your own and allowing it to consume everything, even your most cherished ideas and beliefs. This is a sweet burning that your graduate education has sparked, the one that you will henceforth have to feed rigorously and lovingly by yourself. You are now trained to search for and find the places where the world shows its seams and points of articulation, so that you may press either slightly or forcefully on them until other possibilities of conceiving the world reveal themselves to you. It is not for the faint of heart, but it is now an ingrained habit in you because of your experiences at Columbia. Eric Fromm once said that, and I quote, "One cannot be deeply responsive to the world without being saddened very often." End of quotation. And yet, the world is still a wondrous place, even with its squalor, sham, and injustice, because there are people in it, just like you, who have the intellectual and effective tools to think of another version of it and to remake it anew. I hope you will embrace that obligation and that privilege and recognize that a deep engagement with experience, from the epochal to the most mundane and everyday, can reveal new vistas for thinking the world otherwise. We arrive then at the end of this magnificent ceremony, go forth to be our representatives and emissaries to the world. And all of us at Columbia will rejoice in your inevitable achievements. Prosper and prevail. Make us and your relatives and friends even more proud of you than we are today. Will the candidates stand so we may give them a final round of applause, please? You're invited to a champagne reception immediately following the ceremony at Ansel Plaza under the tent. I ask friends and families to wait to exit until after the faculty and the candidates have ascended the Law Library steps. Thank you.
Friends and family in the West Tent, we ask that you exit as promptly as possible so that we may begin to get ready for our next ceremony. Those of you in the East Tent, please wait until graduates have processed out. You may all meet your graduates on the upper campus at Ansel Plaza. At this time, we ask that you please exit as promptly and safely.